Yeah, good afternoon. This is Ray Bay Manuel. Please press the like button and subscribe. Yeah, just a little quick podcast about Jimmy Tippett and Cliff Fields. Uh, they was mates. I mean, we used to work together we've done about 4 or 5 little bits of work together, like enforcement work. And Jimmy Tippett can be a little bit, the old man can be a bit nasty if he wants to, if he can't get his own way, yeah. I was talking to young Jimmy, and young Jimmy's always said to me that, he loved his dad, he loved the way his dad was, and this, that, and the other, and he'd like to know more stories about his dad. Well, I kept this little story. I know I've got about 4 or 5 more stories about Jimmy, old man, but this is a story that's it was a bit dodgy, really. We had to go over Blackheath, the village of Blackheath, yeah, and we had to collect some money for publican over there, and went into a pub with Jim and Cliff Fields, and just having a little couple of lagers here and there, having a sit down, having a chat. And Bill and Jimmy and Cliff Fields. Well, there was Cliff. Jimmy was saying to Cliff to do something, and Cliff said, well, it's not necessary. We can walk up and just have a chat to the guy, and I can see this guy's going to pay us some money. Why have we got to do this? And then Jimmy got a bit frustrated with Cliff, and I could see Cliff was getting a bit frustrated with Jim. You know what I mean? And I said, "Oh, calm down. I'm like, listen, calm down. It's going to be done anyway." And then Jim got a bit funny with me. I told him, "Listen, behave yourself, Jim. You know what I mean? You've done a bit beyond yourself now. You're having a go at Cliff, and you're having a go at me. Stop it, mate. Behave yourself, yeah." And then he started shouting all in. And then Cliff stood up and said, "Listen, come in the toilet and we'll have a chat to you, Jim. You know what I mean, Jim?" And I said, no, there's none of that crap. You know what I mean? Just get it sorted. You ain't got to fight each other, clump each other, whatever you do, shape up. You know what I mean? You're pals. Listen, this guy behind the bar, we can get the money. Just have a little quick chat to you and get the money, right? Jimmy's good at one. I said, what was you going to do, Cliff? What was you going to do, mate? And Cliff said, listen, the best thing to do is just keep quiet now. Let's just get this bit of cash and just forget about all the aggro. Jimmy started, yeah? So Cliff walked in the toilet with Jimmy, and then Cliff come out the toilet. I didn't know what went on. Cliff come out the toilet, and I went in the toilet, and Jimmy was on the floor. Yeah, Cliff had knocked Jimmy Tippett out. Yeah, he knocked him out, mate. I don't know what went on. Whether or not Jimmy threw a few punches at him. I didn't want to say it on the podcast really because of his son, loved his dad, and he was a very old man, Jim. But I'm just saying how it was, and sometimes you got to say something on the podcast, which happens, and I'm just going to tell you, and I sort of walked up to Jimmy, and Jimmy was just sat down in the corner, his head flopped down a bit, and I just got over him and said, "You all right, mate?" And he went, "Yeah, I'm okay, right, you know what I mean?" But Jimmy was a man. He was a man, and he just got up, put a bit of water in his face, threw a few punches at the mirror, and shadow boxing, throwing punches at the mirror. You could see he was really pissed off. You know what I mean? Really pissed off. He walked out, and he got on the Cliff, and he cuddled him, and and just gave him a kiss and said, "Sorry, mate." You know what I mean? But after that, I was always waiting for Jim to give Cliff Fields a clump. But I think if he had to give if Jimmy gave Cliff Field a clump, I think he'd have come unstuck. I mean, Cliff Field had a chin like iron. That's what they call him, granite face. I don't think he ever been stopped, Cliff Fields, and he could take a punch. You know, he could take one on the chin. And I think Jim would have come unstuck. I'm glad that it never really happened. Well, I never see it happen. I never see any fights with them. Only when they walked in the toilet, I never even see that. All I see was Jimmy on the floor, and got him up, and he washed his face and went out and gave Cliff a kiss and said, "Sorry, mate, I was out of hand." Big respect to Jimmy Tippett, and but I think Cliff knew that that any time maybe Jim might fire a right hand or a left hook to him. You know what I mean? Jimmy could punch, but I don't think he would have hurt Cliff, because I've seen Cliff in some fights. I mean, I used to muck about Cliff, and I've sparred with Cliff, and I've also had a fight with him at the Cass Whiskers. He can bang, mate. He ain't an idiot. He can bang hard, and I think he would have hurt Jimmy that bad. But Jimmy's a lot older than him as well. I mean, Jimmy he used to get a bit irritated now and again, Jim. I think it was because maybe he felt that he was losing the battle as such. When you get a little bit old, you're losing the battle. You ain't as good as what he was. And me and Cliff, I'm younger than Cliff, I think. You know what I mean? But as I say, Cliff is a very, very hard man, and he can fire a punch. And if you hit on the chin, mate, it's all over. But he must have caught Jim might have said something to him in there or threw a punch, and Cliff's he's hit Cliff on the chin, and Cliff's just rocked his head, and then bang. I never. Do you know what? I never even said anything to Cliff. I never said anything to Jim. I do want to get myself involved when I have to fight one of them. I don't want to do all that. Ain't my game. I don't want to take sides. They're both my pals, yeah. Even though Jimmy was my brother, really. He was like my brother, and but it's like everything. Once you start taking liberties with people, if it comes on top, it comes on top. You got to respect what you got to respect. Anyway, this is Bang Bang Ray Hill. Please press the like button and subscribe. Just if young Jimmy sees this, don't take it to bad, Jim. It happens. It's one of the things that happen. The old man was a hard man, mate. You know that. He had a lot of respect, big respect from people over the Smith turnout and all that. And, there's a lot of people got good words to say about him, mate. And I wouldn't let anybody say bad things about him, Jimmy Tippett. And he's a proper man, yeah? Anyway, please like and subscribe and have a nice afternoon. Yeah, bye-bye.